Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Not sorry for the shitty setup. This is just kind of what you get. This is my third time filming this video because I just can't and I just don't. I'm done. I'm done trying. This is what you're gonna get. Let's talk about inclusive recovery today, okay? Inclusive recovery to me has always been something that is very near and dear to my heart because I always felt like I wasn't welcomed in the recovery community. Back in the day when I started this channel, or even started my first channel, Matt was not acceptable. And I started my channel here talking about Matt, but I hid the secret. I hid the fact that I was on Adderall. I've been prescribed Adderall for 15 years, 16 years. I was diagnosed at 16 with ADHD, and I was ashamed of that. I was so ashamed of it because of the recovery community, because they made me feel like I wasn't worthy. I wasn't valid because I was taking Adderall. And I still think a lot of people hold that belief. I have so much to say about this, but that's bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm treating my mental health. My diagnosis is none of your business. And my diagnosis is valid. And there's a lot of people out there that are late diagnosed with autism or ADHD, and their diagnosis is valid. The reason so many people on the spectrum or with neurodivergence use is because of their neurodivergence. And it was overlooked for so many years, for so many people, especially women. So the fact that people think it's okay to invalidate that is just fucked up. Fucked up. Fucked up. Okay? Let's define recovery, in my opinion. Recovery, according to the actual definition, there is nowhere in the definition does it say sober or abstinent. Period. It says that it's a process of healing, of growth, of recovery. It's a journey. It's never like, this is the starting point. This is what you have to do to check the boxes to be in recovery. No, it's just a process that you start. It's a process of ending self-destruction. It's a process of ending self-sabotage. It's a process of ending self-harm. It's a process of growing. So if you are improving your life, if you are making better choices, if you are doing things better than you were, that's not hurting yourself anymore. That's not like hurting others. You're in recovery, babe. You're in recovery. There are so many people out there that are silent in recovery with their struggles. Maybe they're struggling with their mental health. Maybe they're struggling with using a different substance, but they are like, they've stayed away from their drug of choice. Like, that's valid. That's valid recovery. You're taking steps. You're taking steps. And I love that for you. I will never tell you that your recovery is not valid. I think that what's important to the person, what's important to you, you as a point to me. What's important to you is different than what's important to me, and that's valid. How I define recovery has always been inclusive. I think that as long as you're making progress, as long as you're growing, as long as you're trying to be better, you're trying to do better, you're trying to be better, you're in recovery. I have always been on MAT medication. I have always taken Adderall. I have enjoyed microdosing. I enjoy cannabis from time to time. And I've even enjoyed a drink from now and then. I don't really drink that much. I don't like the way it makes me feel the next day, so I just don't drink anymore. But when I was younger, I used to drink more. That does not make my recovery not valid. My recovery is still valid to me. Now, you can define recovery however you want to define it, and that's totally fine. What matters to you doesn't have to matter to me. What is good to me could be bad to you. What is terrible to me could be good to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing is either good or bad. There's so much gray in here, guys. So much. Everything is a spectrum. Everything is yes and. I say yes and all the time. You know what I mean? And then let's talk about truth for a minute. There's this thing called subjective truth, and there's this thing called objective truth. And I think everybody thinks that the objective truth is just so clear and obvious to get to. When we're talking about people's stories, it's not that clear. You know, the police reports are from a subjective experience. Recalling your story, every time you recall your story, the story changes a little bit. I'll be fucking damned if any of you are telling the 100% facts of your story. Your emotions are influencing it. Every time you recall it, it changes. This is a psychological fact. We know this. Like, this is just a phenomenon that happens. And I don't understand. I don't understand why we are so concerned with how other people are handling their recovery, because it doesn't affect our recovery. It doesn't affect my recovery. It shouldn't affect yours. What I do doesn't affect you. You are an individual person. You are an adult. You can make your own decisions on who you want to support and who you don't want to support. And you can be angry at whoever you want to be angry at. These are all valid things, but like, trying to make somebody live up to your expectations or your requirements is just kind of wasting your own energy. And that's what I wanted to get to. So like, you could say the same for me right now, right? Because I'm making this video telling people to save your energy on and focus on other people. Focus on, and and save your energy, and instead of focusing on other people, focus on yourself, right? Valid point. Over the years, I've learned a lot about shadow work and shadows. And shadows are something that we learn in childhood. In childhood, we see things as good or bad. The world is not good or bad. Things are always both. So, as a kid, you might learn that it's better to be quiet. Your parents don't like it when you're loud, so you stuff down those loud behaviors. You stuff down all that emotional energy, and emotions are energy in motion. So you're stuffing these emotions down, but they will burst back up. They will always burst back up if you're not aware of them. It takes so much psychological energy to keep those emotions down that it's impossible to keep them down all the time. And I also want to point out that, like, shadows, we are all, if you see it in the world outside, you are that thing too. Or you're capable of doing it in a different situation. Or you've done it in the past. So don't be mad. I can't tell you to not be mad. When you see something that is bothering you in the outside world, ask yourself, when have you displayed that behavior? When have you been capable of displaying that behavior? When have you done it in the past? Are you doing it now? Don't worry so much about what the other person is doing and focus on yourself. I don't want people to be in recovery and be hiding their struggles because they're afraid that other people are going to judge them like they're judging Jess. Like, there are so many people that I know that are struggling that have come to me and confided in me. Like, just random people from my YouTube channel that come to me and they're like, I can't tell people about this because they're so concerned about me. Or they'll be this, or they'll be that. It's like, fuck what everybody else says. Your recovery is valid. Like, it's totally valid. Let Jess be, first of all. Like, that poor woman has been through so much, and you guys don't even know the half of it. But you think you do. You're being fed things by the people that are like, you're flying monkeys right now. Like, I hope you realize that. You're flying monkeys. Just like I'm a flying monkey, right? Like, I'm kind of a flying monkey because I'm standing up for Jess. Well, she's not really making me do it, so, like, I guess it's not the same. But regardless, I can see the behavior in myself. So, do you see the behaviors that you're angry about? Do you see them in you? Because, like, they're there. We are all things. We are all things, guys. I want everyone to know that your recovery is valid. You're welcome here, no matter what. If you were an opioid addict, but now you just smoke cannabis, you're valid here. If you were a meth addict, but now you take Adderall, it's valid. If you were a cokehead, and now you just take pills, whatever, it's valid. You're valid as long as you're improving yourself, as long as you're moving forward, as long as you are trying to treat your mental health, as long as you're trying to be a better parent, be a better person, try to not hurt yourself so much. It's all about you. Focus on healing yourself. Stop putting expectations and worry and fear and judgment on other people. Like, recognize that you do those things too. We're all human. All right, my son's here, so gotta go, guys. Be aware, be kind. Bye.